get cooking, cooking with Kathy.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Need a new recipe? I've got one for you today. This one is absolutely delish. I'm a big fan of bacon cheeseburgers, bacon Swiss burgers, so I thought, how can I take that and turn it into a meatloaf? So I did it, and I promise you, it is so delicious. I've got a few pieces of bread. This is just my kids' sandwich bread, and toward the end of the week, it just, it's not as great for sandwiches, so I've just ripped it up, and I'm going to throw a little bit of milk and let it just sit for a minute or so, just to soften up that bread a bit. So that is going to be what kind of binds it all together. I like to use fresh breadcrumbs when I'm making meatloaf. I think it's just more tender that way. So I've got about 2.5 pounds of ground beef. And this is something that my Nana, who lived with us growing up, always put in her meatloaf. It's just, a great way to season it. It's 1 packet of dry onion soup mix. Okay, so now we've got about 6 to 8 pieces of cooked crumbled bacon, and we're going to put all but a little bit of it right in there with the ground beef and the Lipton onion soup mix. Now we've got our bread that's been soaked in that milk and a little bit of the milk, and then we've got a couple of cups, and I'm going to save about a half a cup of shredded Swiss cheese. So, the best way to do meatloaf, this, is just to get in there with your hands, and that's really the best way. And you just mix it, but you don't want to over mix it. You just want to make sure that the seasoning is all combined and the breadcrumbs are all in there, and the bacon and the cheese. But nobody that likes a rock hard meatloaf, and that's really my secret, is using the sandwich bread, and that milk in there really does make a difference. So I'm going to get this into, you can make a free-form loaf and just do this, on a 9x13 pan or a jelly form pan, or you can take it and put it right into a loaf pan, whatever you have, whatever you feel more comfortable with, and just kind of get it all in there. Now, at this point, instead of putting ketchup, I may love A1 steak sauce on bacon Swiss burgers. So, I do meatloaf recipes that have ketchup on the top, but this I thought, why not do some steak sauce? So basically your favorite steak sauce gets put on the top, and you can just kind of spread it around over that meatloaf, and that's going to be the glaze. Really works well with the Swiss cheese and the bacon. And this then gets into a 325, 350 degree oven, and it's going to bake for about 50 to 60 minutes. And then basically you're going to top this with some more shredded Swiss cheese and a little more bacon, and put it back in there for another 20 to 30 minutes or so this is a lot of ground beef. It's a big meatloaf. It's going to take a good hour and a half or more to cook. You want to make sure that's cooked all the way through. All right, let me show you. Talk about a wow factor. When you pull this out of the oven, you're going to look like a rock star, and we all want that, right? This is wonderful with mashed potatoes, or pick up some twice baked potatoes from the deli, serve it with a salad, and you can see that the cheese on top gets all melty, and there's more bacon on top, and it lets everybody know that this meatloaf is something special. Maybe a little bit of parsley on top, but there you go. It's my bacon Swiss meatloaf, and I can hardly wait to dive in. Recipes on our website. You can also pick this one up at any area Festival Foods.